You are about to witness the power of toy knowledge. Where are my figures at? Straight out of Poland, it's my homeboy Rick, classy action figure seller with a 6-inch dick, the bruiser, in his stonking collection of action figs that he sticks in his ring. 6 solicited pics for like button clicks, everything that drips out his lips is a statistic. Yeah, he's the kind of dude can tell you who threw who out of Rumble 92. Need to know a bit more? Let's check out his stories, putting figures in a box daily. And for this little rap, he didn't even pay me. So also on the show is Martin.
And most certainly Martin. Hi, I'm Rich from Action Figure Seller, and you're listening to 7 Figs a Month, the only way to convince your significant other that your success is by bringing home at least 7 figures a month. And that banger of a track you just heard is by the Callum Graham over on Instagram. Go give him a follow and check out his debut solo album, Existential Dread. No one's been this versatile since a young Kid Rock. And sat with me is Marty, the Jersey Retro Toy Hunter.
Hello.
Before we start, have you Jersey Retro Toy hunted anything this week?
I have, actually. I've hunted quite a lot. I got a big bag of old mini crap from someone's loft.
Oh,
so,
good.
You know, like mini Thundercats. There's like a lino in there. I got some battle beasts, just some random sort of guns from toys. There's like Krang's seat that he sat in and stuff. Like it's just a bag of someone's old junk, really, that I bought.
Oh, excellent.
And a big Optimus Prime that talks. So that's quite a nice one.
You should all go follow Marty's page on Facebook, the Jersey Retro Toy Hunter. I did worry, like last time we didn't mention what you're picking up. And obviously we will at different points because we'll have different types of shows. But I do feel like that's a worthwhile, because you pick up some amazing stuff. That Terminator 2.
The Bioflesh Regenerator, yeah.
Yeah, you got that
was on my
recently.
grail list.
Yeah, this is fantastic stuff. Have you managed to play with it yet? Have you managed to
it's missing it's got the powder and everything, so in theory I could play with it, but it's missing this little sort of connector that goes between like where you squeeze the powder in and where the mold is.
Oh, okay.
And you can't find them anywhere, which is a bastard. So I think I'm going to try and make it out of putty.
Okay.
I thought about it in my head. I'm going to get some putty that dries really hard, smush it all together and drill through it and see if that works. So I can play with my toys on my dinner table.
Quick video of that, mate, and you'll be going virus online, I think.
I will be going virus, mate, and I'll also get in trouble.
Where are we? What are we doing? We're talking Series 2 of the WWF LJN action figures.
Yes, we are. The ones we never played with.
Yeah, toys we've never seen, smelled, felt. We're going to be your experts for the next hour.
Who better?
Yeah, who better to discuss these figures? No, we're big fans. We did Series 1 not long ago. We'll do the same thing. We'll go through each one. I've ranked them least favourite to favourite, which was really hard this time, much harder than first time round.
When you rank them, do you base it just upon how the toy looks, or how much you would have wanted it if you were a kid?
I suppose my mind's bouncing around everywhere because this order was completely different. First draft, right? And essentially what's happened is, I won't do any spoilers at this point, right? People have to keep listening. But what's happened is I really like the bodies or attires for some of the figures, but I didn't like their faces.
That's fair.
Yeah, well, let's kick off, right? So there's only 6 in Series 2. Series 2's the smallest of the series, I think. Any of them, I believe.
Yeah, it gets really big after this.
I'm not sure what's happened here because Series 1 was split in 2, as we spoke about last time. So there was 5 and then an extra 4, and this just appears to have been 6. And it must have been close to the others. Yeah,
so it's the same year, I think, as some of the ones that are in Series 1. So
yeah,
we think, was it 3 of them released in 85, and this, I think, was 85 as well?
Yeah, I think this was 85 as well. So this was pre-WrestleMania 2.
Yeah.
All big stars, I feel, for the time period.
For the time, yeah, absolutely.
The first one at the bottom of my list, it's just because I don't like his face. I think the attire is excellent. Is Brutus the Barber Beefcake. In the attire, he wore it many times, but he definitely wore this when he was fighting David Sammartino at WrestleMania 1.
Nice.
There's a little tidbit for you, my research. But yeah, the face just looked a little bit rough to me, but I love the attire. It's like probably the most detailed on an LJN so far. They're all quite basic, right?
Yeah, he does have this flamboyant getup.
Yeah, no, nice pink tights and black wrist gauntlets.
Yeah, you can call that as weird gloves.
Weird, yeah, wrist thingies. He's great. He's a big star as well. He's made the first few WrestleManias. But Beefcake gets a lot of stick as like a sort of nepotism hire, almost like as a favour to Hogan, a friend of Hogan, right? And I think Beefcake's great.
Well, you say that. I was thinking before, why the fuck is he tag team champions with Greg Valentine? Then I immediately thought, oh, he's Hogan's mate, isn't he? That makes sense. Because it doesn't make sense, does it? What pairing is this? What pairing is Beefcake and Valentine?
Well, if someone was looking at them and thought, well, if I put them together, that'd be a dream team, and that's the name they went with, right? So yeah, no, I disagree. I think this is excellent.
Oh yeah, no, you put it like that, I'm sold.
So big match with David Sammartino, WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 2.
Well, WrestleMania 1 is probably one of the best moments of it as well when Bruno gets in the ring.
Yeah, right. So
yeah, it's really good. Like, I don't care for David Sammartino at all. I much would have rather seen Bruno Sammartino against Beefcake.
But Beefcake and Greg were tag champions going into WrestleMania 2.
Yeah.
Is that right? Because they lost to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they main evented the second arena, didn't they? The second.
Yeah. So I over the years I've always seen the odd little comment. And I'm like, Beefcake did his part. He was over. He was over as fuck.
Yeah, I'd say the weird thing is when he turned babyface at WrestleMania 3. So it's sort of, obviously I didn't see the run up to WrestleMania 3 on TV or anything like that. But when you watch the actual pay-per-view, he falls out with Valentine and they've got Dino Bravo with them for no reason other than obviously to do a turn. But he just sort of randomly turns sort of babyface.
Well, that's when Piper puts Adonis to sleep and doesn't Beefcake come out and cut his hair? And is that
that's the next match? So it's not even like they drew it out over the show to like tell a like show long sort of story. It's like one match, Beefcake turns babyface, then he comes out at the end of Piper's match for no reason. Maybe he's got no friends and he wants to make a new one. And then teams up with helps Piper cut Adrian Adonis's hair.
And is that the first time the fans have ever seen him cutting someone's hair? Like
it looks like it's the first time he's ever cut someone's hair because he doesn't seem to have a clue how to do it.
His hair fetish was shown to the world, and he went out. He left to the arena that day and then bought a bow tie. Is that right? Or no, he must have had one before.
No, he had the bow ties before.
Oh, he got into wrestling.
And Adrian Adonis came out with the big shears as well, so he just took those.
Oh, fantastic! So this is arguably. I wish this figure had a bow tie.
Yeah, that would make it better, wouldn't it? That'd probably stick it up one notch.
Yeah, jump. Yeah. Hey, do you remember the first series? I was like, Andre the Giant is dreadful. I don't feel like any of that's going on here. I feel like this Brutus Beefcake is a solid toy. Just, I think, from what I've seen online, his face lets him down for me.
The face is just the weakest of the set, and that's all it is. Yeah.
And next up, very similarly, I think the body here, we're talking Paul Orndorff. I think the body here is excellent. This double bicep pose, tremendous, jacked. Orndorff's a big star at this point. He's either feuding with Hogan for the title or about to. And they're
teaming up with him. It's all yo-yos around like nobody's business.
He sort of missed the wave of all the WrestleManias, didn't he? It was over and done with very early, and then he wasn't in it much longer. So
yeah, he was in WrestleMania 1.
Yeah.
So he's in the main event, obviously. WrestleMania 2, was he in that? I can't think off the top of my head. I think he almost definitely went against Don Morocco, and it's probably a draw, is what my brain tells me. Yeah,
there you go. Opening match.
Yeah.
Ends in a double count out.
There we go. Brilliant.
The magnificent Don Morocco. Yeah.
That's WrestleMania 2. So after WrestleMania 1, he's a top heel. Then Piper and that turn on him. So he lost. And then he starts feuding with Piper and Orton. He teams with Hogan. And then, so he's a babyface for a bit. Then after WrestleMania 2 or 3, he turns again. He turns on Hogan. And he starts feuding with Hogan. Must be after 3, right? No, after 2.
Did he turn face again by coming out at the end of someone's match and cutting their hair?
Probably. I can't even keep up with his face turns. It's like, I thought at one point that I had it. I was like, okay, that's what he does. He turns heel, turns face again. But then it keeps going backwards and forwards. Like, it doesn't stop. So he starts mates with Hogan, feuds with the Heenan family. Then he turns on Hogan, joins with the Heenan family again. Then he starts feuding with the Heenan family again. It's like, you wouldn't want to be this guy's mate, would you, at all? Like, in wrestling.
No.
No.
That's it.
You can only have one friend at a time. It's either Bobby Heenan or Hulk Hogan, and they hate each other. He's a top star.
Yeah, top star. He's also in his. Someone who knows more can correct me on this. Please do. If we say anything wrong, please point it out to us in the most abusive fashion possible. But he's in his WrestleMania 1 gear here, by the looks of things to me, but minus the knee pads.
Okay, so he did wear red boots in that.
Yeah, I believe so. WrestleMania
Well, maybe
1.
this was when he was getting dressed and he hadn't put his knee pads on yet.
He had a quick pose and he did a
Yeah.
quick double bicep.
With a funny face as well because he thought it was meaningless.
They caught him unawares. But again, this is a great figure. This is one I had trouble putting this low.
Did you ever like Paul Orndorff growing up? Did you ever?
No.
No, me neither. I think he's just got that sort of face where he looks like a dickhead.
Yeah, just
He looks like he would be a bit of a shit, isn't he? Like,
yeah, because you're young when you sort of, as we even became aware of him, he just came across. Only seeing him in figure form and some matches, I felt like he was a really boring star. And I think in my older days, I think I've seen some of his like brutal pile drivers and stuff. I'm like, he looks great, and he's in incredible shape and stuff. And you hear stories of him like beating up Vader and stuff, man. And it's like, oh, this guy's my cup of tea. But yeah, no, he's definitely one I would ignore growing up, thinking he was very boring. So I probably wouldn't have even, as a child, I probably wouldn't have even wanted this figure.
no, I think we missed his heyday though. He was out WWF by the time we started watching. But even when you go back and look on tapes, he was. I never liked him. I thought he was a way better baddie than a goodie. Like, I don't really understand why the crowd would cheer for him because I think personally there's nothing likable about the guy.
In an industry where there were so many wacky haircuts, I just thought he had the shittest hair.
He looks a bit like He-Man though, doesn't he? So you'd think like that would help. He's got a weird He-Man haircut.
Maybe.
And a great body.
Maybe. I do like the double bicep pose here. It is fantastic. It's the best body of all of these, maybe. But yeah, just the face again looks weird in this image.
He is pulling a very strange face. I think I like it because of that.
But hey, I would love both of these figures so far. I would love this whole set. He was never champion, was he, Orndorff? And he never held a single title in WWF.
No, big feud of Hogan. So they sold out that 72,000 people in Canada.
I miss this time when there would be like almost household names, not Paul Orndorff, like the Snake Robertson stuff, and they would never hold a championship of any kind. And whereas Miz is a 12-time world champion or something now. Like,
yeah, it does get pretty ridiculous now. Like everyone's been world champion, and that's why people say like, "Oh, who should have been world champion?" Well, fucking not everybody.
Yeah. Duggan's another one, right? Hacksaw Jim Duggan, arguably at one point, people outside of wrestling recognize that name.
Yeah.
Right. And he never held a single championship at all, did he? Unless he won the tag title was Super Crazy in 2005 or something.
Yeah, there might have been one in 2005, but yeah, but you don't need to. Like, people didn't need to win championships all the time. No, especially world championships. People say like Mr. Perfect should have been world champion. It's like, fuck off. He was good as he was.
Rude as well. Yeah.
That's what's so good about wrestling back then. You didn't need to win the world championship.
Also,
over.
I get the argument that they should have been world champion, but it arguably makes their intercontinental reigns mean more. People look back and be like, wow, they were incredible intercontinental champions. And that's because that was the highest they got on championship wise. So it just gets more memorable in a way.
If you do that, if you give all these guys world championships, then your intercontinental champions would have to be like Special Delivery Jones.
Yeah.
Like, no one needs that, do they?
Corporal Kirshner and stuff.
Yeah. Keep them down.
No, it's true. Yeah, did he win? He must have been champion in WCW of some. He must have had tag titles with Paul Roma or something, right?
It would have had something, maybe a TV title as well. I feuded with Arn Anderson for a long time.
Yeah, it'd be crazy if he avoided any championships in the two big companies. Surely not.
I'd be really impressed if there's a really good wrestler who's main evented shows and stuff like decades, and they never won a belt. Period.
Jake.
He must have won it somewhere though. Like somewhere he would have won a championship, sure.
Yeah, but if we're talking WWF and WCW, Jake's stints in WCW might have been too short, but he...
Yeah, I don't think he did in WCW. He definitely did in WWF.
So that's quite impressive, right?
Yeah,
for the level of star he is.
Yeah, but then you realise what kind of a person he is. And you understand totally. Like,
yeah. You can't trust
give me someone with a clean reputation.
Yeah,
no belts.
More likely to put the championship on snooker.
He's only done one crime.
Yeah.
Well, that's another good thing about this set. As far as we know, no one's a murderer.
As far as we know, no one's a murderer. Well, you've spoiled the rest of the set now, mate. Up next,
everyone knows who's in it. Surely we can post pictures up, but no one knows the order.
Up next is Andre the Giant. I nearly put him least favorite just because it's the second time we're seeing him, but it is a much better figure.
Yeah, the body's redone. The hair's better. It's a short hair. Well, they could have put him in a different color.
This is Andre at WrestleMania 1, right? This is. So the previous one is just a random old Andre, probably their first figure they made. And they got better very quickly. Well, let's redo this pile of shit.
But even then, when you look at Andre from this time, his like belly was huge. Like I'd look at this and just want like a proper big belly.
Yeah, but this does go some way to righting the wrongs of the first, I think.
Yeah,
Because it's the second time we're seeing him, sort of in a similar, yeah, like you say, they could have changed something on him. Like it's the same attire, but it's a
better though.
solid
Yeah,
figure. It's a solid
chuck your long
figure.
head ones in the bin. Buy this.
Yeah. If you've, they probably cost what, $5 or something at the time.
I've got no idea. It's more than that now.
It's a lot more than that now. Sadly, some of these have prices on, but I don't think if I zoom in, I'm sure it'll just be super pixelated. Yeah, I wonder how much these did retail for.
Well, it's all sort of meaningless now, though, isn't it? It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. No, true. But yeah,
Money's changed.
Andre, great toy. I could have put him last. Put him. I prefer the face. It does look like a good Andre. It does. Yeah, it does. It does look nice here.
Yeah, you'd be happy with that, wouldn't you, as a kid getting that?
It's not like they've redone someone who's disappearing. He's about to go on and win that battle royal at WrestleMania 2 and then main event WrestleMania 3.
Yeah, it's still the top star, really.
Yeah, WrestleMania 4. He's again in a featured match with Hogan, right?
Yeah, in the tournament they both got the bye, and then
Yeah.
spoiler alert, they both get disqualified.
I like the idea that we're spoiling events from 1988.
Yeah. You son of a bitch! I'm only up to WrestleMania 3.
Yeah, but that's Andre. That's a quick one. It's just a redo, and it's a vast improvement over the old ones. Oh, you sent me a picture of those pencil toppers, right?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure when I clicked on that or I looked into it, do you remember last time I said that I didn't like Jimmy Snuka's pose in Series 1?
Yeah.
I wish he had two hands up. They've done the original pose as a pencil top, and it looks like they've also rectified it as a pencil topper. So there's a separate one with his arms in the air. And I'm like, that's what I wanted from the actual figure.
yeah, they're weird. These toys, aren't they? So we spoke about Hogan's Rock and Wrestling as well.
Oh, these
And
are
the
rock and
packaging is
wrestling.
superb. I love it.
Yes, yeah,
But
yeah,
when you
yeah.
first look at these, they do look like the LJNs. Like the Hogan, there's one that's in the sort of crouch double bicep, and that looks exactly the same.
I didn't.
There's some of them are pencil toppers, and some of them are just erasers. So I think the big ones are erasers, which would be like it must be about sort of 4.5 inches or something. But you do get pencil toppers, which is just half the body.
I didn't even know these were rock and wrestling. I focused in on the figures, assuming you were sending me LJN stuff.
No, I just got
That's
excited. They look like
interesting.
LJNs.
They do look just like LJN.
It's a different
yeah.
company as well, so maybe we can get into these at another time. But they look so much like the LJNs, but the Rowdy Piper looks completely different. And you got a woman as well. There you go. Wendy Richter's there.
Perfect. Moolah as well. Oh, well, Moolah's on the back of the card at least. Yeah, this pencil topper of Snooker is exactly how I wanted. I pictured in my mind his LJN figure should be. It's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry for the side track.
That's all right. We've already spoke about Andre last time.
Up next is this one's interesting. Oh, I say it's interesting. It's Greg the Hammer Valentine. Interesting isn't a word used to describe him often. Everyone else appears to be in their gear from WrestleMania 1, and he wasn't wearing black at WrestleMania 1. Believe he was wearing yellow against. Who did he fight at WrestleMania
JYD?
1? I think
Junkyard
so,
Dog?
yeah. But it was just noticeable that most of them seem to have been based on that. Yeah, Greg Valentine was in red at WrestleMania 1 and not black. He wore black plenty of times, right? So it's not like it's a fictional attire.
Maybe if they did it, it would have looked too much like Paul Orndorff.
Maybe. He did wear black during that main event of Brawl to End It All versus Hogan, though.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah, it's within the time period you can pinpoint a specific event, a big event as well, right? So, yeah, Greg's great. It's a great looking figure.
Yeah, he was Intercontinental Champion at WrestleMania 1. WrestleMania 2, he's Tag Team Champion.
Top star in a dream team with the
In a
incredible
fucking dream
Brutus
team.
Beefcake. So, yeah, you've got another team.
And he was also the mum in the Goonies. So he's like a film star as well.
Fantastic. Yeah, so you've got another team added to your set now because you had Iron Sheik and Volkov in the first one.
There you go. So you got another set of baddies.
But they're gearing up, aren't they? They're gearing up to give us loads of goodies, great tag teams. This is around the time that Vince has blitzed through Stampede, right?
Everywhere, yeah.
Because the Bulldogs and the Hart Foundation are on the way, or they're WrestleMania 2, they're both heavily featured, both teams.
Yeah, they're all in the company at this point.
It's on the rise, old WWF at this
Yeah.
point. Vince and his ambitious WrestleMania 2 plans of holding it across 3 cities.
Questionable plans. It's not a bad show though either, because we watched it recently, and I always sort of saw it as being a weak show, WrestleMania 2, because it was like here, there, and everywhere, and the commentators are a bit weird. But when you actually watch it back, it's not too bad at all. It's better than WrestleMania 1.
Oh, I agree. I was surprised at how good I realized this was when I watched it.
Yeah. So
Not to gloss over Greg, but up next is Steele, right? And George Steele was in a match against Randy Savage, and I thought that was an incredible match at WrestleMania 2.
yeah,
And also, I didn't realize, I thought it was a one and done, and he moves on. Macho Man Randy Savage is Intercontinental Champion, probably fights everyone. Nah, he fights Steele for like 2.5 years. Those first 10 Saturday night main events, I think 8 of them
it's
are
all
against
George
George
Steele.
Steele. Maybe not 8, but it's loads. It's over half.
That's quite mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's incredible. Because I think he fights Steamboat. Does he lose to Steamboat at WrestleMania 3 in that famous match?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? So he loses, and he goes back to feuding with Steele on Saturday night's main event. It's just incredible. I was like, I have no memory of this. Oh, well, I wouldn't, right? We weren't able to watch Saturday night's main event and stuff, but just a weird bit of time. I'd like to know. Well, the match is that good that they just kept going back to it.
It's strange, isn't it? Maybe I've got no idea why they would do that.
Did his obsession with Miss Elizabeth grow?
Maybe the LJN George Steele toys weren't selling. So they stick them on TV all the time.
Now
Makes
we're
it
talking,
savage.
mate. That's the kind of behaviour
We
I
can-
think's going
We
on.
can jump back to Greg Valentine quickly. I was
Yes,
watching
please.
a little interview on YouTube last night, and it was him chatting about what he got paid for the LJN figures.
Oh,
So he's saying about his royalty. So he said after him and Beefcake lost the tag titles, they were told they'd get them back. So one day they went into Vince's office to say, like, look, you said we're going to get these back. When are we going to get them? And then he passed them a royalties check for the LJN figures for 150 grand. So that's in a
Crazy.
very short space of time, just getting 150 grand royalty check for the figures, like just for a Greg Valentine toy.
I've seen enough sort of bits and heard enough bits that I know the wrestlers these days aren't getting anywhere near that.
No, that's wild though, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it
Big
just
money.
it just was a different time. I'm pretty sure I've seen, slightly off subject, pretty sure I've seen an interview with Kid Cash, who was in SmackDown versus Raw 2007 only.
Right.
He said his check for that was 75 grand.
Bloody hell.
And I don't think they're getting anywhere near that now for the video game appearances.
Yeah,
And it's all changed, wasn't it? Because it was a
bonus.
bone of contention with when they launched the network. It changed pay-per-view pay, and it was a bone of contention with big stars. Like it was one of the many reasons Punk had a meltdown. Just
Completely
wanted
changed
to
everything.
know.
But they also changed the because people would still get money for DVD sales and that as well if they're in them. So when they made like old DVDs, so someone like a Greg Valentine would have got money for it if they were on it. But then when it went to the network, they didn't.
150 grand.
Yeah,
That's
I'd quite like
great,
that sort of
right?
check. Yeah,
Yeah, so this is a solid set. Steele's a great figure, and also it's probably one of the first instances. I think the back of the cards show George Steele. His hair on his chest was painted on
yeah.
the back of the cards, and it came out just sort of knobbly and skin coloured, but it still looks great. This is one I would be all over.
I think this is my favorite one.
Oh,
So
that's completely fair.
the only thing I say is letting it down is it because the hair skin colored, it looks like he's covered in scars.
Which is cool as well, I suppose.
Chicks
No,
dig scars.
Steele's had some incredible toys. I recently got the Coliseum collection one with Piper, right? So that's based on this great toy. The classic superstar with the real hair.
Yeah, that was really good.
Incredible
Flocked.
figure.
A flocked George Steele.
Yeah, he's done well. Considering he misses out, this is his last figure for some time. Because he missed out on all WCW and WWF figures, right?
Yeah, he would have done. Did he ever get a bone crunch or anything like
I don't
that when
think
he was
so.
with the Oddities? No.
I don't think so. Kurgan got one, but Golga didn't, for example.
Yeah, probably didn't then.
Golga's only figure is that Build-A-Figure in the new Monday Night War series.
I would say it's mad, but no one really wants a Golga.
I do.
I mean, yeah, people do, but at the time, I don't think people would have been too interested, like in 1998, to buy a Golga.
I think there's a portion of collectors like me who think the obscure characters are hilarious and wacky, and they're desperate for them because they've seen so many John Cenas.
But that's been your whole life, though, mate. You've always enjoyed like the random rubbish wrestlers. You would
Yeah,
decide one day that one of them was your favorite, and you would stick with that for decades.
there is nothing wrong with Rob Conway, mate.
Yeah, Rob Conway was a solid one that you stuck
Yeah,
with.
maybe before that, Rick Martel. He's incredible.
He is good, Rick Martel, though.
Similar gimmicks, actually. But yeah, I think the masses. I think you're right. I think the masses have no interest in a Golga, so that's why Jax carried on releasing Stone Cold Steve Austin's because
Did
they
they
were
ever
the
do
ones
a
that were selling.
giant silver?
No,
See,
no.
like you're not even getting all the oddities. You're just getting Kurgan. Like
I've
why
got one of
bother doing
those.
it?
Is it Chara Pro? Or is it Kara Pro? I don't know how to. The New Japan figures.
Yeah,
I've got a 2-pack with the Great Khali and Giant Silver from like they were in some Team 2000. It's a really nice set. So I do have a Giant Silver figure.
good. Good.
Couldn't wait to get hold of that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Maybe that's
no.
what this Andre the Giant is. It's a giant silver. So they didn't release two Andres, just one of them's a giant silver.
There you go. There you go.
We
Thank
can
you.
only assume that.
You can
That's what they were
only
thinking.
assume. So I like this George Steele, and it's probably his last figure for quite some time. Did he ever wear knee pads like this? Am I losing my mind, or do they just weren't that bright?
I really don't pay attention to details like knee pads, I don't think.
It's there's something about the figure that looks weird, and I don't know if it's because. Yeah, I don't think he had bright red knee pads on. I think he always just had his black tights going down.
Well, what's obviously happened is he's gone into Paul Orndorff's locker room, taken his knee
He's
pads.
someone at LJN was put the fucking knee pads on him, and they just panicked and they didn't know who they were talking about, so they just added red knee pads to
Yeah, just took a quick photo. Have you ever
and
seen
Bundy just to be safe.
Have you ever seen the Galoob photos of what they designed the toys on? So you got Ron Simmons and Butch Reed that are just wearing their casual clothes. So they're just wearing like sweatpants and no shirt.
Amazing, right?
And that's what the toy is.
That's
The reference
there's
photos.
all these retro companies that are releasing so many toys, and there's a few Galoobs lines on the way. Someone needs to tap into like casual wear wrestlers.
Accidental casual wear.
I'm definitely going to push for Vader in Kuwait, just in his mask and polo shirt,
Good.
stripy polo shirt. I'm gonna come on. Let's get casual Vader grabbing some guy by the neck and slapping him in front of Bart Simpson.
Solid.
So
Have one choke hand and one slap hand.
yeah, no, great moment. It's those moments I live for. So yeah, the knee pads. Hey, maybe there was a point in his younger days where he did a bit more bumping, maybe.
Cared about his knees. Or when he got older, maybe he put knee pads on because he cared.
It just looks odd. It stands out, and I just had a quick look, and I can't find any images of him wearing them. It's all the black tights all the way down.
Yeah, it's strange that they'll do extra work.
It's funny because there'll be things that you point out and notice and stuff that I'm unaware of, and it's funny that that stands out to me. I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, that's wrong.
I guess I just look at it and think it's quite nice and colourful. Like,
Yeah, maybe. It's a great figure. Now I've realised. Do you know what? I'm going to put him behind Greg Valentine. I'm switching it up.
Oh, fuck off.
I'm switching it up on the fly, mate.
I was going to put Greg Valentine last if I did it.
He can take his knee pads. He can fuck off. So yeah, George is being demoted. The knee pad wearing sod. And the same might apply for King Kong Bundy here. In the final spot, who's a tremendous toy, right? And the villain at this moment in time, right? He's on a crash course for WrestleMania 2 in a cage with Hogan.
Yeah. So WrestleMania 1, he beats Seth Jones in what they claim is 9 seconds. WrestleMania 2, he goes against Hogan in a cage.
Yes.
And then WrestleMania 3, he has the best match on the show.
Yes.
So in my opinion, this is the one thing that stood out to me when I was a kid. I didn't care about the wrestling matches like Macho Man and Ricky Steamboat. Watched Hogan and Andre, didn't really think much of it. But King Kong Bundy killing a midget in the middle of the ring was the best.
So I completely understand the logic. Do you think you would have preferred Hogan versus Andre if there were midgets involved?
I don't know. Or maybe I had just fallen asleep by the time I got to watch that on the video. So I remember a friend bringing it around to a sleepover at my house when I was about 7. But King Kong Bundy, match free. So I was probably quite alert and with it.
Yeah, that's how it
stuck
goes
with me for years. Like,
We do that now, right? We watch the pay-per-views live, and then we'll come to the conclusion. Well, this women's Royal Rumble was incredible because it's the first match of the night. We're bored shitless by the time the men go on.
Come on, this has gone on for 5 hours. I just want
Um,
to sleep. It's 3 a.m. I've got work.
so Bundy, he's in knee pads here, which he was in knee pads at WrestleMania 2, right? I'm obsessed with knee pads. Don't know why. So it's technically not wrong, but I don't know if at this point he was wearing knee pads often. So I'm not sure where this comes from. So I might. Do you know what? I might bump Greg all the way to the best figure of this. No, Bundy's great. It's the figure I'd want out of this set. And I would say to you, Marty,
Yeah.
you're in Woolworths. Your
Oh,
mum
okay.
says Darren's just eaten a load of super glue. We have to go. Hurry up and pick a bloody toy, Martin. Which one are you picking up?
First of all, I'd say thanks, Mo. I really appreciate you letting me still buy a toy, even though Darren's in serious trouble. I will get George Steele with knee pads because I feel like I'm getting more bang for my buck. Like people are putting extra work for this guy.
I respect that.
Yeah. My
I
mum would
respect
be
that.
like, "Stop telling me why you're getting it. Just choose the bloody toy."
Darren's dying over here.
Yeah. I don't think I've got enough money.
Okay, perfect. Steel is a great figure. One I would like to own. Yeah, fuck, it's pointless saying one I'd like to own now because I'd like to own them all.
Yeah, it does get tricky, doesn't it? Before we started doing this, I was quite content not owning any LJNs. But now, like, I did think I'll get one by the time we've gone through them all. But every time I sort of look at them, I was like, oh, maybe I could get about 10.
I've not told you. I was looking the other day on eBay and I very nearly got Big John Stud on a card for like 300 quid. And I was just like, I can't do this. I can't. What am I thinking?
You got a child.
Yeah. I very nearly was like, this is worth it. I'm into these now. And just like, I best not do this. And look, you look at the card and it's like creased and stuff. It's not even a pristine card. But I wonder if that poster rolled up. Those posters are worth quite a bit. I wonder if you can recoup some of your money just selling
Tearing it
them
open.
or framing. I don't know. Don't know. I
We
very
haven't
nearly
spoke
did.
about that yet, have we? Did we mention that last time that they all come with posters?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. We've mentioned it at some point. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, incredible that they all come with beautifully drawn. No AI at this point, mate. It's all beautiful artistic renders.
I don't know if I've seen the posters.
Oh, they're great. So it's not. So obviously on the background, it looks like it's just Hogan putting a arm wrench on Stud in the background of all the cards here. But the posters have. It's probably the same ring, but then it's got like a nice artistic picture of the wrestler
Yes,
themselves.
I pulled them up. I have seen them before.
They're great, aren't they?
Yeah.
We need to sell some of us now we've done this. We need to make some up.
Maybe the winner of every series.
Oh, oh no, I don't mean. I mean of us.
Oh yeah, no. I'm saying like you could have a yourself as a King Kong Bundy or something like that. Well, Greg Valentine it'd be
Oh,
now, I guess.
you just
Yeah.
subtle fat jibe.
See, the poster of George Steele, he does not have knee pads.
So I bet he doesn't. 'Cause it
No,
didn't,
it never
didn't exist.
existed. Yeah.
Never existed around Disney's, mate.
I'm
Do you
really
want to
glad the
change your mind?
sculptor put the extra effort in. And being someone who likes painting, I appreciate that someone's gone to the hassle of painting knee pads on
Okay.
quite
Okay.
tidily. It's a bit
No.
fiddly, isn't it? You don't need to do that. The painter could have looked at it and gone, fuck this, just done it black, the little red stripe, carry on going down the leg.
Yeah. No, I don't. It's a
Extra
nice...
work. I like it.
What do I know? There might be the brawl to end it all during the 20-man battle royal that Antonio Inoki battered everyone in. Maybe he was in it with some knee pads. Who knows? Who knows?
Unlikely. Oh, the Mr. Wonderful poster, he doesn't have knee pads.
I think there is. I just couldn't find him in this gear without knee pads. That's all.
Look at the poster. Historically accurate.
Fair. And they're minor things, but at the same time,
We can chat about minor things. I think that's fine. But
yeah.
rating the toys, you have to explain why you're rating them. Otherwise, it's just bullshit, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. No.
Otherwise,
Exactly.
you're just making it up.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for not letting me talk myself out of criticizing.
So you smashed Valentine back up to number 1.
Oh, Valentine, yeah, he's the best. No, I'll yeah, as I say, this was I was really indecisive, and that's proving to be so whilst we're even trying to talk about them. It was all over the shop because I thought Orndorff was incredible at the start, and I was like, oh, I can't put that face, can't even put that face above a second Andre.
Yeah, the face is strange, but he's just got a weird face, I guess, hasn't he?
Yes,
I don't know
yeah.
what his face is, but I don't care for it.
Valentine for someone, Greg Valentine for someone who's fairly boring, and the commentators almost even say he's boring when he wrestles because they're like, oh, he takes a while to get warmed up. This guy,
Yes,
right? So then
always. So it takes about 25 minutes, and it's like, so if you
yeah,
want to watch a good Greg Valentine match, we have to be here for half an hour.
yeah, right. So there's almost an admission from the commentators that he's not even that good for someone who's sort of considered boring. Isn't the most flamboyant guy. His figures are always solid.
Yeah, the
His
Hasbro's really
Hasbro's
good.
incredible. This is a really good figure. The stuff he's had with Mattel, with the robes and stuff, and Jax, they were good figures too. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he does well on merch. He
he
wants those
does. Yeah,
$150,000 checks.
they put their effort in, don't they? They're scared of him, maybe.
Maybe.
That's the whole series, right?
Hey, yeah, Cage.
A Cage. So last up, that must have come out around this time. It would make. Oh, actually, the Cage must have come out after WrestleMania 2.
I think so. It looks like it comes out when you look on the back of the box. It's got Series 3 on it. So it probably came around that
Okay,
time.
there we
But
go.
we'll talk about it today because this is a small series.
Well, also, yeah, it's the Cage that we all see in terms of pay-per-views and stuff is WrestleMania 2, which is Hogan and Bundy,
Yeah.
right? And they're the two figures on the box of the Cage, the packaging of the Cage.
The box looks fantastic, doesn't it? I really want that box.
I know, right? It's hard. It's so dangerous. I'm scared to do this again with another line, right? Because we're gonna go through like 70s AAA figures or something and be like, oh, these are amazing.
If two people don't need to be chatting about toys to buy more toys, it's probably us. What we should have done is just kept ourselves locked in our own houses, don't talk about toys, and just keep buying them because we've got a problem.
Yeah, no, just stick to the Mattel retros, which we've been picking up, right? So they're not going to be a huge investment from this moment. But yeah, this Cage accessory is great. It doesn't come with a ring, but you've already got the ring. Probably didn't break the bank at the time
Could
period.
you
So
imagine someone for Christmas just getting a cage and they've not got the ring because their parents probably just thought it might come with one because there's one on the box?
if you're young enough, you wouldn't care. You would set that cage up and use the floor as the. It wouldn't matter. I don't think.
I don't
I
know. Like I remember being a kid and getting Mega Drive games for Christmas, and then you'd eventually open up your last present and it'd be a Mega Drive or something like that. So you'd be expecting the ring maybe, and then it just doesn't come.
Yeah, but it's not the same as getting Mega Drive games and not getting the Mega Drive.
To be fair, I did get a Mega Drive
completely
game.
redundant.
I did get a Mega Drive game and not the Mega Drive because my parents bought me a Master System. So I had this game. I was like, oh wow, Mega Drive, and it's just a Master System in the box,
Oh,
which you
so
can
you're
play on.
scarred by this. So
Yeah,
no, I've definitely had. I remember I only got a couple of the BCAs, right, the Bone Crunchers, but I got a Shawn and an Undertaker. And I remember having an incredible match with them on my lap. I didn't even need a ring. So if I had a cage just to put on the floor, I don't think I'd mind. I think I'd be over the moon. At this age, what would I be? 2, 3? I'd love it.
just bite the hands off. Just some cheap toys, aren't they?
Yeah, I would have no issue. But no, I get what you mean. But yeah, I don't think for a young child, I don't think they'd care. But yeah, no, nice to do that. You don't see much of that these days. Although Mattel's, since we last spoke, did you see Mattel have launched a crowdfunding choice like for the?
I've heard you banging on about a Punjabi prison.
Oh, good. Did I mention that on the last show? No. I
No,
might
I think
mention it on
on
Free
free
POA.
POA.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I really want to put and the Kennel from Hell. That wasn't even a choice. I was
But surely to Kennel from Hell, you just need a Hell in a Cell and a cage.
Yeah, but you need two separate things, and they're not on offer. So they're not. So they've got like a modern day cage you can choose from. There's two eras of Elimination Chamber, and there's a Hell in a Cell and a Punjabi prison. And everyone's like shitting on the Punjabi prison. I'm like, all scale stuff, so it fits with your full scale rings, and it is just the cage accessories. It doesn't come with a ring. So that's almost reminiscent. That's why I'm mentioning it now because it's reminiscent
Yeah.
of this, right? It's just an accessory for your ring.
Yeah, I would agree though that Punjabi prison's pretty better because the other stuff's going to come out anyway, right? They're going to
Right.
release these things.
This is your opportunity to get a Punjabi prison because we're not seeing that. That's a full scale cage could end up in toy shops, right? They're not bothering with full scale Punjabi prison. Yeah, no. Be wise about this, people. This is
I'd imagine that's really big as well, isn't it?
because it had like the little sliding trap doors in the first ring,
Yeah,
right? Come on, that's like a nice bit of like
play. So
Hopefully.
years ago with the LJNs, I always used to see the ring and stuff with the wrestlers bouncing in it.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean? Where there was like you'd have like a handle, you're holding a handle and jacking it about or something, and the wrestlers are bouncing. I didn't realize that that was for the bendies.
Oh,
Are you familiar with this?
no.
Uh,
I'm blind to all this stuff that came out around Hasbro, but wasn't Hasbro
Yeah.
or Galoob. It's pretty much I don't know. I've just never looked into it. It's
So I would see this and just I assumed that was the LJN ring, and I didn't really when I got my Bone Crunchers ring, which is the same as the LJN one. I thought it was a bit strange. Like, how does this bounce around then? Because I sort of always saw like pictures and videos of them in the ring, just sort of bouncing around like your wrestlers in the ring, sort of bouncing. But it turns out that was for the bendies, and there's like there comes with a white cage that's more like chain link, and it's a smaller ring, obviously, and it's got these handles that you use to bounce it.
oh, okay.
But who the fuck's playing with wrestling toys like that? I don't think you
Us
have to use those, but still.
us giving half a chance. So of this set of six, is there anyone you think is worthy of being included here that wasn't? These are all worthy inclusions, but is there any after series one and two? Is there anyone you think that should be there by now?
Just the midgets from WrestleMania 3.
Just the midgets.
It'd be good if like one of them could deflate so they sort of blow them up or something, but they're really small. So King Kong Bundy could crush them and they would pop or something like that.
Yeah, you could put two on a pack, right?
Or a blind bag. Blind bags of midgets. I keep banging on about this, but
Oh, one
I
day.
do want to see a blind bag with all the midget wrestlers in from wrestling ever. And you just have to try and collect them all.
It's not a bad idea. Did you see? Is it Boss Fight Studio that made a midget recently for MLW?
No, I've not seen that.
Oh, I'll get you that for your birthday if it's possible.
Oh, thank you.
Um,
Can you get me a few and put them in blind bags so I don't know what I'm getting? Oh, it's the same one. I got the same one 3 times.
yeah, I won't tell you how many there are that exist. Just the one. I would say it's hard to put yourself back in the moment, but I would say Randy Savage is a glaring omission to me, to how I feel watching stuff back at this point. Seems
Yeah,
like
he's
a
on the way
really
though.
big deal.
So it's quite hard in hindsight when we know what came out next. So Savage is
Yes.
there. Mr. T again, big in WrestleMania 1 and WrestleMania 2. It must have been you couldn't get him because the licensing or something.
Yeah, Mr. T's another one. Just for the sheer success and where they were going, I'm surprised Hogan didn't have a second figure.
Yeah.
It
You'd think
seems,
Hogan in every series would be justified at this point.
yes, yeah, it would, right? And they did, we keep on bouncing around and talking about BCAs, but BCAs released, Jack's released so many Steve Austins, like an unhealthy amount of them.
Yeah, but I think that's what all the kids want. They'll sell out, and then other kids who start collecting the line will not have the opportunity to get one. So
But
it
that's
does
it,
make
right?
sense that they release loads of the top guy.
So they did well to not do him again in a way, but yeah, it seems odd based on how we know these companies work these days.
Yeah, it's hard to think now. I'd probably wake up in the middle of the night and go, "Fuck! I should have said this guy." But
Yeah, no, Savage, Wendy Richter, but she ends up on the outs with the company, so there's a reason she doesn't ever get a figure. But yeah,
no, she got one of those pencil topper things.
oh, lovely.
Yeah, she did have one of them. So this is around this time. So they must have just thought, "Nah, sod that."
It didn't sell.
It didn't sell. There's loads left in the box.
Yeah, bet they're worth
I've
a
just
bit.
found these.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
Yeah, we think we've completely covered series 2 of the LJN line.
Yeah, in wrestling, it's just more Vince, asserting his dominance on the wrestling world, and Saturday night's main event is well underway. He started doing King of the Rings, yearly King of the Rings that aren't televised,
No. Or if they were televised, it wasn't pay per view. I'm not really sure.
but they were single night tournaments. The one this year was won by Harley Race, I'm sure.
He gets an LJN, doesn't he?
He gets a really good LJN.
Yeah. So we could talk about that. His King of the Ring win when we get there.
Yeah, it was a King Harley. Well, that was pretty much his whole WWF run, right? As King.
I mean, it's a shame we can't watch any of that because it'd be quite good to see if they did the brackets and see if Lord Alfred Hayes was up to his old tricks.
You got to assume he was, right? You got to. It wasn't even a televised event, but he was doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Doesn't give a shit.
yeah, it wasn't for the cameras.
It's for the boys.
Yeah,
My
but
word.
lads. Things are going well for WWF at this point. Nothing as wacky as David Schultz happened, I don't think, or Hogan choking out a presenter.
Yeah, I'd say Hogan's worse, isn't it? But
Hogan's is worse. Hogan's is worse. I watched Jesse Ventura talk about David Schultz today, and I was like, oh no, because I like Jesse, right?
yeah,
And I was like, oh no, what's he going to say? Is he gonna be mature about this? But no, he was very on David's side, and like,
good.
yeah, talking about like, if you're going to do that to any wrestler, if you're going to talk like that, so don't pick him. He's a madman. Like, yeah, no, good, yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, I like Jesse the Body. He's good.
Yeah, it's that's well worth a watch.
I'm still trying to think. I can't think of anyone else though. But for this time, British Bulldogs.
Yeah, they're
They,
on the
they,
way.
yeah, it's
Art Foundation are on the way. Yeah, but lots of them are on the way. There's no one there's no one missing, is there? This is you've got your first 9, and this is a very solid addition of 6.
yeah, and it's all top guys still as well. So
Yeah,
Orndorff, Bundy, got George Steele. He's wrestling Macho Man every week.
all the time.
Greg Valentine, Intercontinental Tag Champ. Brutus Beefcake, Hogan's mate.
Well worth.
There's
being
150 grand check.
there. If they were getting 150, what was Hogan's check for his toy?
Oh, it'd be nuts, wouldn't it? Like,
Yeah, that's a sobering thought.
he would not think twice about buying some old LJNs now.
He's got a big statue at his beach shop, hasn't he? That's not an LJN, is it?
It's just a big rubber LJN. That'd be really good.
That would. I'm not even going to look to see if that's what it is, because it's a nice thought if it is that.
Yeah, we'll just tell ourselves it enough that we start believing it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, shall we call it a day?
Okay. We'll be back next time.
Yeah, we'll talk about Series 3 LJNs.
And that is going to be a long one. It's going to be the WrestleMania 4 of podcasts. It's going to be on 2 VHS tapes.
Yes. Yes, it will. In the meantime, go and follow Marty on Facebook and go and check out actionfigureseller.com. Buy yourself a Boglin.
Yeah, fucking love the Boglins.
Yeah, they're
I don't get enough love.
You've bought one.
Yeah. Go and buy some stuff from Rich. Give me a like.
It all counts, right?
Yeah. It just makes me do a smile.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We're grown men, fully grown men. I'll say that again, we're fully grown men. And we still like the things we liked when we were 10. We're grown